My sweet, lovely Pisces, this is your horoscope for August 2025. Now, August will start with Mars on 7th of August, moving into your 8th house of other people, money, until September 22nd. It will make you busy around your money situation, my dear Pisces. Money is on your mind, seems like, because Mars naturally rules your money house, second house, earning income. Plus, it's moving into your house of family budget and money that comes to you from other people, from other pockets, from other financial institutions. So it might make you busy around bank loans if for one or another reason you're applying for bank loan, or you're getting busy with bank loan, or maybe repaying back to the bank. Or also it could make you busy around your tax return situation. Now, Mars in 8th house is also about, sexual life, intimacy. Mars is a sexual planet, and 8th house is the house of sex and intimacy. It might make you more, let's say, affectionate in that area of your life and more active until September 22nd, fueling your desire to greater intimacy. 8th house is also a house of spirituality, that those mental things, let's say your mental health, and in general your health, and all things that are mystical like astrology, numerology. You might have this surge to discover even more. As Pisces, you are already very intuitive, and Mars there will make your intuition even the highest point, for example, and you might get quite invested into all those spirituality topics. 8th house is also a house of investments, like investing into shares, I don't know, financial instruments, or maybe even property. So Mars will make you active to look for some search, let's say, of outlets, like of things that you want to invest in your money, that your money will work for you. Or it could be also the time will make you busy to think about and to maybe work around your family budget, how you share money responsibilities, financial responsibilities between you and your husband or your wife, like to change some things there, how much you contribute and how much your partner contributes. Some sort of this kind of things might be going on. 8th house is also house of inheritance. You might deal with inheritance because Mars rules your possession house, like material possession, like whether it's a property, whether it's a car. So it could be that it might make you busy, around those topics. For example, like getting busy with inheritance, with the papers of inheritance, or maybe writing an inheritance. 8th house is also a house of conception, and Mars, as I said, it's also a house of what we value. Mars rules your house of value, what you value, like in life. Maybe it's kids, for example. And 8th house there, Mars rules all things sharp. So it might, for some of you, it might be the time when you will require some surgery, or maybe because of conception purposes, like you want to get pregnant and you will go through IVF, like in vitro procedures. Or it could be just some checkup in that area, as an example. Or if it's not a conception topic, it could be any other health related topic, because 8th house in general is about our health, and Mars is sharp things, including medical knives. So you might require some sort of surgery here. You might undergo some surgery, or it could be even not something serious, like something which is like cosmetic procedure could be going on here too. August 9, full moon. Amazing, super powerful, stellar full moon happening in your 12th house of private sector at 16 degrees. Now, those of you who have anything around 16 degrees placements in 16 degrees of any sign, you will feel this full moon. Now, ruler of full moon Uranus will make amazing triangle with other two planets, Mars and Pluto. Now, this trine is the most superb aspect in astrology, perfect one to have during this full moon. Uranus will be in your fourth house of family, Mars will be in your house of money, and Pluto will be in a house of privacy. So you see, it seems like you will be quite busy around some project, and that project is coming to fruition. You might finally present it to the whole world. Like you've been working behind the scenes on some project, and this full moon will put the spotlight to that project. For example, that you've been working at home in solitude, alone, let's say, this kind of project. Or it could be about travel. By the beginning of August, you might travel somewhere where you might experience profound joy. For example, somewhere that you feel like you at home, or you might experience some spiritual kind of, I don't know, initiations or experiences, go through this kind of experiences, because these spiritual houses are active. Mars is in your spiritual house, Pluto is in your spiritual house, plus full moon is happening exactly in the spiritual house. Like your subconscious mind is getting expanded. You might dream something profound or prophetic around this full moon. Now, full moons tend, that are happening in 12th house tend to bring some secret out. Either it's yours, either someone else's. Someone who's from your family, like your parents' secrets or your siblings' secrets, something to the display. So this full moon might highlight something going on that you didn't know. Now, also 12th house is, a house of far lands. Someone might reach to you as well around this full moon. For example, that you might relocate somewhere, move houses, or maybe it might be that you will decide to travel back home, especially if you live somewhere far, my dear Pisces. August 11th, we have Mercury going direct in your house of work. Finally, since the end of July, Mercury was giving you a bit of a confusing time, a bit of a hesitant time about your daily routine, about how, for example, let's say you had a vacation, and when you came back, Mercury was retrograding, let's say, and you couldn't like pick up where you left your routine, or maybe come back to your normal routine, let's say daily routine. Mercury might have given you a bit of a confusion, like sleeping longer than usually. As Pisces, you love to sleep more, but still even longer. Or maybe like not taking up some daily assignments as you used to do, let's say, with ease and with smooth kind of, there wasn't anything smooth with this Mercury retrograde in your sixth house. It might have been like a bit of a bumpy kind of ride when it comes to your daily routine, what you do every day, like from morning to night. So it could have been all messy a bit, or mixed up, or you just couldn't get to your normal, let's say, daily life. Now, sixth house is also house of work, and it same goes to your assignments. It might have given you a little bit of a feeling that you are confused of what kind of assignments to take up, let's say, what kind of assignments to prioritize. And, it might have given you a feeling like, for example, you do something, one assignment, like 20 minutes. After that, you just switch to the another one. After another 20 minutes, the third one. So a bit of a kind of messy thing with this Mercury retrograde around your work. Please text me in the comments, my dear Pisces, how this Mercury went retrograde in your sixth house, whether what I'm saying resonates with you. Sixth house is also house of work, as I said, and it could have been that about your options. Like, for example, it might be related to your husband or wife work situation, or your family in general, where you live. Like, your living situation, like house or apartment, whether to change the place, to change the apartment, or in general, it might be the situation, what's going on in your spouse life, not your life, for example. Or maybe everything, all these topics are tied into one, so that you're deciding in general about the direction of your life related to like where you work, whether you will stay in that house or apartment with your one and only, whether you move. All these things might have been a bit confusing. Now when Mercury goes direct, it will all clear out, my dear Pisces. August 12th, Venus conjunct Jupiter in your most happy part of your chart, fifth house. Amazing, super aspect. All the astrologers are waiting for this one. Venus, planet of love, connecting with planet of luck, Jupiter, in your fifth house. Now, those of you who are single, you might meet someone stellar, someone special, your one and only. That thing like love from first sight. Exactly around this aspect might happen. Now, for some of you, it might be about your business. You will be extra lucky to find finally, let's say, some investor or supplier or client that you've been looking for, as an example. So you might start your business, for example. Or if you already have a business, then you might attract the right investor or right partner, someone new, some client, some lucrative client around this, August 12th. Also, fifth house about children. You might find out that you're pregnant, my dear Pisces, or literally might give birth around this time, which will make you parent, like new social status. Jupiter rules your social status house, plus it's your ancient ruler, so it will give you a gift of parenting, like being a parent, or finding out that you are on the way to that parenthood, my dear Pisces. Now, fifth house is also a house of skills and creativity. You might find out finally, let's say, some skills about creativity, especially if you're on social media and you want to become like blogger, vlogger, influencer. You will, this time is amazing to use it to promote your skills online on social media, especially if you're like models, actors, singers. You will be in extra luck to find the right person, like let's say agent, to showcase your talent. August 23rd, new moon, new energy happening in your house of love and marriage. Now, let me tell you this house of love and marriage will be affected two times. Usually we have only once per year new moons in our marriage house, but this time you will have two. It's very rare, extra rare. Next month, in September, you will have eclipse new moon happening there. So stay tuned for September horoscope. But here, this one is first one. Lighting up your seventh house at 0 degrees. Those of you who are born right in the beginning of Pisces season, you will be affected the most. Now, this new moon will have a bit of a shocking revelation because Uranus will be squaring that new moon. Now, square is not a happy aspect; it's a bit of a opportunity aspect, but then at the same time, it's a bit stressful aspect. Now, and it's happening in your family. Uranus is in your family house. New moon is appearing in your seventh house, so something might shock you. Your spouse or like husband or wife or long-term partner, might shock you with some news related to your living space. As an example, that for example, all of a sudden you need to change house or change the apartment, change to move somewhere, I don't know, to relocate somewhere. And that somewhere could be very far, like I don't know, to some over the ocean, for example, some other country. Or it could be that they will shock that their job, let's say they got promotion, like reasons could be million, I'm trying to give you as much as reasons possible. For example, they might have a new job offer, which will also include relocation package. So it might be shocking to you, but also happy news, right? Opportunistic. So squares are not always bad, let's say, aspects. Or it could be that, they themselves, they might decide so all of a sudden out of blue, as an example. But whatever will be happening around this new moon with shocking situation, universe will have your back, because whole month Pluto and Uranus, they will be making amazing triangle between each other. Uranus is in your fourth house of family, Pluto is in your far lands private house, plus Saturn and Neptune, which are in your money house. They will be sending amazing supportive beams to those two. You see how these karmic planets working together. So seems like, this full moon situation reminds me this word from where I come from. If it's not for this unfortunate situation, that fortunate situation wouldn't happen. This kind of thing might be going on by the end of August. So always stay positive, be on the positive side. So anyhow, everything will work out on your favor, my dear Pisces. Now, alternatively, this new moon might be about some business relationship. It could be not about your spouse or sweetheart. It could be about your situation. You might sign a contract here around this new moon, which will, require you to move from one place to another, to relocate where you based, and that move will be somewhere far, like you might relocate some other country, for example, and some new contract like job offer or maybe promotion, as an example, it could be happening. Or you might buy, let's say, seal the deal, um, some property. Like if that's your situation, you've been looking for to buy some apartment or real estate or even investment, as an investment, you will seal the deal, my dear Pisces. No worries on that. By the end of August, everything will come to a momentum, my dear Pisces. Now, always, plus, let me also tell you this whole month of August, Venus will be blessing you, your, this love of life house, like fifth house. Venus will be in your fifth house whole month until August 25th, and it will be about I love this life, I love myself, this kind of mood and this kind of attitude. So use this August to manifest that dream life that you want, because you are dreamy, my dear Pisces. You dream a lot and you have the power to manifest. Now, always check your rising sign and moon sign. Love you all. Bye bye.